Baseball, ballet, bowling. In big cities, children have a wealth of choices when it comes to after-school activities. But in remote areas of Taiwan, the options are far fewer, and many children are left to themselves once class lets out. One exception is Taitung's Luye Township, which is home to a renowned archery program. The program has trained hundreds of children since 2010, many of them from low-income families. Through bow and arrow, it's given kids a reason to aim high and to stick to their education. In tonight's Sunday Special Report, we go to Taitung to see how the unusual sport has made a difference in the community.
Xiaoting is 10 years old and a 5th grader at Taitung's Ruiyuan Elementary School. She was brought up single-handedly by her grandmother. In recent years, grandma's health has deteriorated to the point of needing kidney dialysis every week. Tagging along with grandma is not an option, so every hospital visit leaves Xiaoting and her cousin with nothing to do but roam around their school alone. One day, Xiaoting ran into some older students practicing archery on the school sports field. She was entranced.
On weekends, there were several times that I saw them both over at the hallway. They were just hiding over there, watching us. I walked over, wondering why there were kids hanging around at school on a non-school day. How come they weren't at home and there were no adults watching them? I asked them, "Why are you two playing here?" She said, "There's no one at home, but I saw that you're doing archery here. I have nothing else to do, so I thought I might as well come and watch."
Seeing that the girls had nowhere to go, their archery coach invited them to join the session.
真的都是一个不会说小女生，然后呢，功课一塌糊涂。
She really is a timid little girl. Her homework was a total mess, but after doing archery for just 1 year, we found that she was doing substantially better in class. She was more confident in herself. Her tutor told me that before, she wouldn't even want to count out numbers in math class. But during the last school term, she asked her teacher, "How about we do some math?" It's like her whole state of mind has changed.
About half of the 71 students at Ruiyuan Elementary come from disadvantaged households. In many families struggling to make ends meet, there is often no time to fuss over education.
Their parents are mostly farmers, so they work long hours. The second factor is the population here. Younger people mostly move away. Their parents move away for work, so the children end up being raised by their grandparents.
In 2010, Ruiyuan Elementary decided to found an archery team to help children with insufficient family support. Getting the basics right is crucial in archery. Younger students start off by stretching and conditioning their arms. Then they can progress to practicing with elastic bands, holding the bow and drawing the bowstring. Advance further and the students start practicing with recurve bows, like the ones used by archers in the Olympics. One recurve bow can weigh up to 5 kilograms, and they aren't cheap. A basic bow starts at 20,000 NT or 30,000 NT. For a professional model, the price tag starts at 100,000 NT. The school could have chosen to invest in a track and field team or a basketball team. Why did it start with a sport that requires so much expensive equipment?
其实你刚刚也看到，其实我们的孩子
You saw it just now. Our kids are on the thinner side. Why is that? It's because of their economic background. We have quite a few students from disadvantaged families who might not be getting good nutrition.
Unlike some other sports, archery has no requirements on body height or body weight or any other external factors. As long as you can draw the bowstring, you can train.
The student's physique has no bearing on archery training, which rewards concentration and perseverance.
如果我们没有足够的专心，
If you're not focused enough, the moment you release the arrow, it might fall off your mark. You might even miss the target altogether or hit the ground. So you need to be highly focused. You can't let your environment affect you, and you can't affect the people next to you. That's the only way you can aim properly at the target and make sure the arrow hits the gold rings.
9分，他射9分，那你要射10分了，你要射满分就会赢。
This is Wang Yaoqing, a 9th grader and a graduate of Rayuan Elementary. On weekdays, he goes back to his alma mater to help coach archery. He's a steady and serious teenager, but as a young child, he was a headache for his teachers.
常常欺负同学。
I used to bully my classmates. I was unruly. I loved stirring up trouble. I'd skip class to loiter around in the Ruiyuan community.
After exhausting every other avenue of reaching him, his teachers convinced him to join the archery team. After a period of tough training, Wang developed into an obedient and focused child. He found confidence and a sense of direction, and he left behind his days of roaming the streets aimlessly. Archery armed him with conviction and the concept of camaraderie.
有这个类似一个家庭。
It's like a family. My mother's, father's, brothers, and sisters. Something like that.
我会自己主动会去问他们说，你们生日都大概几号？
I ask them when their birthdays are, like what day and what month, so that we can celebrate them. We hold parties for the students born that month, and we celebrate together. There was once a kid who came up to the cake and said, "Coach, is this a cake?" I replied, "Yes, it's a cake. Have you never seen a cake before?" The kid said, "Coach, in my 12 years of life, I have never before seen a birthday cake."
9 years ago, Coach Qiu Li married her husband and moved from her native Taitung to Taitung. She and her husband both teach archery, and together they train the elementary schools team. In 2019, her husband started teaching at the National Taitung University Affiliated Physical Education Senior High School. That meant she had to start leading the team on her own.
他们3不5时都会问教练，你礼拜6要练吗？
From time to time, they ask me, "Coach, are we training on Saturday?" I say, "You want to train on Saturday? Can I rest a bit on Saturday?" They say, "But coach, if you rest, where are we supposed to go?" So I'm like, "Fine, if I go, will all of you come?" "Yes, we'll all come if you come." And then they ask, "Well, how about Sunday?" I say, "You won't let go of me even on Sunday? I have to go home and take care of my kids." But then they just say, "It's okay, coach, just bring them over and we can take care of them together. We can play together. If you don't come, we really don't know where to go."
But of course, all practice sessions eventually came to an end, and the children once again end up on the streets. Seeing youth with nowhere to go, people in the community stepped in to provide a solution. In 2014, they opened up the Rayuan Study Center. It's here where the children of the archery team can be found once practice is over for the day.